We live in a time-space world. In other words, to go from one place to another, it takes time and we have to travel through space. Either walking or running or over a boat, over water, whatever. But what if you could travel from one spot, say the sun, to the earth instantaneously? Now also, instantaneously or teleportation is a misnomer. Say if I was back in the 1900s, early 1900s, and I bet a gentleman that I could go to Japan in 8 hours in my jet, which he didn't know what it was, and he would take the fastest steamer boat of that time, which would take 30 days. First thing he would say was it's impossible. The second thing he would say is, if you were able to do it, that would be teleportation. Because 8 hours would be a blink of an eye compared to 30 days. But suppose that a blink of an eye takes time. Just like light takes time to go through space to reach an object. Now what Tesla stumbled onto was something called, what he called the aether field, or an electromagnetic field that he claimed surrounded and permeated the entire galaxy. Let me put it to you simply. This is a conduit, a wire. If you were an electron and you traveled through this wire from point A to point B, and this is point B, it would take you so much time to do that. But what if you were an electron in space in this magnetic field, which Tesla talked about, and you could travel anywhere in that field instantaneously with no time, no velocity? That is what he was trying to say. In the aether field, there is no time-space going from a certain time to go from one place to another. What you would do is, you're an electron right here, you put in your coordinates, say for Earth, and you travel to Earth in a blink of an eye. Because there's no time in the aether field. There's no velocity. He also stated that these objects that fly through the air, that if he had such a machine, it would either look like a saucer or a cylinder, like a cigar. He said this in the 1870s in one of his lectures. Now it's kind of funny that the ships that we see in the air right now are all looking like this. They don't look like a 1972 Ford Pinto. They don't look like a 1987 Yugo Mobile. All of them are shaped in a pattern like this. Now just imagine, this is what Tesla was trying to say in his layman's terms. Electrons travel through the wire from place to place. Now imagine in the whole of the universe, which is a gigantic place, this would be not even a speck of dust anywhere. Okay, imagine, the whole wide galaxy right here. Now imagine if your ship were an electron and you could fly in it. Okay? And your electron could be 1,000 miles across. It doesn't really matter, because you'd still be nothing more than a minuscule piece of nothing in the universe. But suppose that you could take your your molecule, electron, and travel anywhere you wanted to travel in the universe, from place to place, just by putting in coordinates. You would be able to go from 0 to 4,000 miles an hour in what would look to be instantaneous. You could stop on a dime from 4,000 miles an hour. What would look to be like you're in the air, but you're not in the air. You're in the aether field. And you could stop at 4,000 miles an hour, turn, go backwards, do whatever you wanted to do. You have to remember that if we, in time-space, were traveling at 4,000 miles an hour, the velocity, even if the machine stopped, the velocity of the body was still traveling 4,000 miles an hour, you'd be dead. Or the gravitational effects on the g-forces. But in the aether field, there is no velocity. There is no g-forces. There is no g-forces when an electron travels from one place to the next. You see? Now, if you begin to look at the big picture like that, now we continue.